What's up, peeps, and welcome back to Sorrel Plays. I had my gallbladder taken out about 5 years ago. I think it started when I was pregnant with my second child. Started off quite subtly. It was just like feeling a bit of nausea, stomach problems really, because I already had some other stomach problems like gastroenteritis and reflux, and I had endoscopies and stuff like that. If you've ever had one of them, you'll know that is the most awful procedure to go through. But eventually, after a lot of toing and froing to hospital and the doctors and stuff, I found out I had gallstones. I started looking into what I can do to get rid of these gallstones, and in the end it got worse and worse, and the last year was absolutely, I can't even begin to explain how painful it was. It came to a point where I went down to like 6 stone. I couldn't eat anything. I had to cut all sugar out, and I stopped eating all the things I liked eating. Awful. It was the worst time, one of the worst times of my life, and I thought I'm gonna have to go back and do something about this, and the only option I had was to remove my gallbladder. Of course, it's an organ. I don't care how small it is and how much they tell you you don't need your gallbladder, but I was not convinced that, obviously it's not like a kidney, living without a kidney or anything like that. It is a small organ, but it's got a big job to do. I mean, I've got a very quick digestive system, and luckily, for that reason, maybe I haven't suffered as much as a lot of people do. I had a blood test and there was bile in my blood, and bile in your blood can basically kill you. So it was arranged as an urgent procedure, and I had to go and have it done whether I liked it or not. But it didn't stop me leading up to the procedure trying all sorts of things to get rid of these gallstones in a natural way. If you've got a lot of build-up of salt in your body, for whatever reason, it can happen through pregnancy, which is probably what happened to me, you can end up getting gallstones again. Thought of, going through disgusting things like the things I tried, which included things like drinking a litre of olive oil with grapefruit juice in it and then laying on your side for the rest of the night, basically. I went on an apple diet. Green apples apparently help to get rid of the gallstones, so I did that, and breakfast, lunch and dinner was apples, and I got so sick of apples by the end of that. I was due to go in on the 12th of February 2014. Bearing in mind I was starting work a couple of months after that, for the first time after having kids and staying at home for so long, so I was very nervous but also eager to get better quickly. But by the time it came round to actually having my surgery, I gave up on all the natural methods because nothing worked, and admitted defeat. I've actually got my gallstones still. They give them to you in a little pot if you want them after. I thought it'd be interesting to see what they actually look like. I'm going to try and show you. That is disgusting. Oh. But basically, these tiny little stones here that you can see just in the bottom there, it's not a lot, were the cause of all my suffering, and I kind of want to get my revenge on these stones one day, so I've kept them in a pot. Don't know what my action plan will be, but I can't really do anything about it anymore. My gallbladder's gone, but I want to talk about what to expect. Sorry, I've taken ages to actually get to the point here, but I want to talk about what to expect with gallbladder surgery. Not classed as a major operation or anything. They don't really take it too seriously, and they kind of just get people in, whip you in, get your gallbladder out and send you home. And the point is, it is serious. My experience of having my gallbladder removed, let me tell you, I've had a lot of operations, but this one is certainly up there with the worst of them. I can't remember the details of how long it takes to have the operation and stuff like that. You don't really care about that. Once they put you under the anaesthetic and you fall asleep, you wake up when you wake up, so I'm not really going to go into that, but I'll put a little diagram up of what gallstones are and what the procedure's about, So basically they make some incisions in your tummy. They blow your tummy up with some gas, and they make some incisions, and they've got an incision for things like blades and scissors and whatever they need to use in there. God, I dread to think, really. I try not to think about the mechanics of operations. And they have one incision in your belly button, and they have one kind of down near your, just the bottom of your belly, and one up here, kind of here. I've still got the scars, and one on the other side of you. So I think it's 4 incisions altogether. Let me tell you, it's painful. They tell you that you need care at home. You need to be staying with somebody after you have the operation for at least 24 hours. I did not leave my bed for about 3 weeks. I don't want to scare you, because if you do need to have this operation done, then the last thing you need is to be put off having it done. Firstly, all the gas they pump in your stomach, as that starts to disperse, you're really bloated when you come out of the operation. You get home, you can't really walk properly, you can't sit, you can't stand upright, you're hunched all the time. But hunching is actually hurting your stomach as well. And the belly button, that is the most painful thing I've ever felt in my life. I'm telling you, it's worse than childbirth. Of course, gallstones is worse than childbirth as well. I mean, I used to roll around in agony for hours, and then I'd fall asleep for about 3 hours because I was so drained. Had the operation, got home, you will not be able to look after anybody when you've had this operation, not even yourself. If I didn't have family around during that operation, I don't know what I would have done. I always prepare myself before operations. Like, I make some food for a few days, put it in the freezer so I can just heat it up when the kids are hungry. I couldn't do anything. I mean, I had to force myself, and I cried through everything I did. And trying to breathe, and this arm pain used to intensify every time I took the smallest breath. Oh my God, it's the worst. And the only way I could actually sleep, because I tried to sleep through the pain, basically. That's what I did. I took the painkillers, ate what I could, crashed out for 3 hours, 3 hours many times a day. The only way I could sleep, I found a really comfortable position. Well, really comfortable when you're in that kind of pain. But I normally sleep on my side, and no, there was no way I was going to be able to sleep on my side. So I ended up getting the 2 fattest pillows I could find, and basically sleeping almost upright. Couldn't turn all night. That was it. I'd stay in that position. Once I'd lay on the bed, I felt so heavy, like I couldn't move. I just couldn't turn. You're trying to use your stomach muscles, and you've got all these incisions everywhere, and organs have been moved around while they're trying to get this gallbladder out. You can just imagine what coughing and sneezing was like. I mean, I wouldn't dare. I'd try and hold a sneeze, I'd try and hold a cough. And my belly button, I'm not even lying to you, it still hurts. Prepare yourself for the worst is my advice here. Nobody told me it was this painful. I think people forget after a while. You experience the pain, and then when it's done, it's done. You're just relieved to get out of it. It was a nightmare. It feels like the ghost of my gallbladder is still there. Sounds weird, but yeah. So there are certain things I still can't eat, and there are certain things that I have to try and avoid eating, but other than that, I'm okay. And that is it, really. I just wanted to kind of give you my take on what kind of things to expect after you've had it removed. I hope that helped you in any way possible. I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.